everyone, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I am basically doing another episode of Make With Me that I called it. I think it's basically just me sitting here and chatting with you guys while I'm working on my current whips. So I figured let's go ahead and dive right in. I do have my whips right here. I have two. They're both knitted. First one here is the Darling Top test pattern that I am working on. I talked about this a little bit in one of my previous videos. This is by Engineered Loops, I believe. And it's turning out so good. If you guys missed me talking about this pattern, I've never done color work before when it comes to knitting, and I signed up for this test pattern thinking that I wouldn't be approved, but I was, so now I'm having to teach myself how to do that. My floats are not good. Please keep that in mind that this is my first time doing color work, so here are the floats. We're not going to talk about that, okay? I'm never going to wear it inside out. It's always going to be right side out. And I think it's looking pretty good. So that is whip number one. And whip number two, that is kind of my mindless whip at the moment, is a knitted scrunchie. I've also never made a scrunchie before, but I have been dying to. This is Yarn Bee Market at Malta, I believe. I love this yarn. If you guys can't tell, I literally made the Ribka pouch out of it. And I also made a wallet out of it. So I've just been loving this yarn. It's definitely like so fun and so pretty. It's just really, I don't know, it's the it girl right now of my yarn collection for sure. And so after crocheting a whole wallet and making the Ribka pouch, I still have this much yarn. It's a lot. Like, I don't know how much is in a full hank of this yarn, but it's a lot. So I am making a scrunchie out of it. Now I just have it on a 9-inch circular needle. This is a 3.5, I think. Let me check. It's somewhere on here. Yeah, 3.5 millimeter ChowGoo 9-inch knitting needles. So it's pretty tiny, and the yarn itself is like a size 1, I think, but I really just love this yarn. I think it's so pretty. I love that it's like kind of rainbow, but like also kind of neutral, so you can wear it with like a lot of things, is my kind of train of thought when it comes to this scrunchie. So first thing I wanted to talk about is, obviously we have a little bit of a different backdrop. This is not going to be like the future backdrop for my videos. It's just kind of like I am reorganizing and rearranging my office. So I don't know if you can really see, but there's some patched holes in the wall where I had things like up here, and I've since taken them down and patched the holes, and I need to repaint. So and I've also put some yarn up here on these shelves, but basically I had a bunch of posters up, and I really want to get into crochet tapestries. So I don't know if there's a crossover in audiences, but I'm going to assume there is for the sake of this point. Blondie Knots here on YouTube. I love her. I believe her name is Dana. She makes incredible videos, and she's so funny, and I love in her backdrop she has so many crochet tapestries. So I kind of want to take inspiration from her kind of like gallery wall that she has going on, and I want to kind of make my own. So I don't know if it's going to be on this huge wall here behind me, or if it's going to be the other wall that I have behind this camera. I really think I want to do this big wall behind me, because then like it could be the future backdrop. But I really want to make some crochet tapestries, and I already have two planned that I really want to do. So the first one is just like this basic monarch butterfly. I have already bought the yarn for this, and I decided I will be doing a green background like the pixel art has. I really like green, and I think that it'll be like really pretty. My office here is mostly pink, but for like the gallery wall, I didn't want there to be like a massive color theme. I want it to be like pretty diverse, so like rainbow-esque. I think like it'll be really fun to kind of like arrange them in rainbow gradient, maybe. Possibly. I don't know. We'll see. I think that that would be kind of fun though. Also, really quick, hopefully the audio is better. I did get a new mic. The other ones I was using, like, they were better than the first set I was using. So this is officially my third mic that I bought, but I think hopefully that this one will be better. You'll have to let me know down in the comments. But back to the crochet tapestries. So the first one is going to be the monarch, and then the second one, oh my gosh, I was on Pinterest and I found this beautiful tulip stained glass window-esque tapestry, and after going to their Etsy I found this one, and I love sunflowers. Yellow is definitely like one of my favorite colors. It's like pink, yellow and green are kind of tied, but pink is definitely the top one, so it's like pink, yellow probably, and then green. So those are my top three colors, and once I saw the sunflowers I was like, oh my gosh, like that's beautiful. So I definitely am so excited to make that one. That one is going to be much bigger. I believe in the pattern it calls for worsted weight yarn, and the tapestry is like going to be like 13 inches wide or something. So I'm thinking I probably, oh, I hit the mic. I'm thinking I probably want to use like a sport weight or a DK weight yarn just to kind of like have a smaller one, because I don't want it to be super massive and then therefore take away from all of the other things that I'm going to put on the wall. I also, there is this queer-owned cafe called South Press, and unfortunately it's closing down at the end of this month, which is June. It's so unfortunate because I love this cafe. It's beautiful. I've put a couple of like clips in previous videos from where I visited it, but it's really just been like a staple in that area since like 2019. So it's really unfortunate it's closing now. I believe their rent for the place is going up, and so they're just not moving anywhere. They're just entirely closing down. So I wanted to get something from there because they like house small vendors, basically. Like they have a little shop area in the cafe, and you can get like there's stickers, jewelry, like coffee beans, and then there's also embroidery hoops. So basically a small artist makes these different different embroidery hoops, and one of them I got, I'll insert a picture, it says just getting by, and I love it. It's like in the buy flag and everything. So I bought it as a little souvenir to remember South Press. And then also I just thought it was really cute. There were a bunch of other ones. There was like a Coraline one and like a Good Luck Babe, the Chapel Roan song one, but I just got the Just Getting By because I thought it was funny. But yeah, so basically like the gallery wall, I want to do a bunch of crochet tapestries and then also like some little embroidery hoops, or like maybe some really cute like pictures or paintings or something like that. I don't know whether that would be like I buy paintings or I make the paintings. I'm not very like, I don't know, like artistically inclined when it comes to painting, but nevertheless I thought that it would be really, really cool. Okay, sorry, I had to get up and get a snack. I got some cucumber. Does anyone ever eat just cucumber, like nothing else? This came from my garden, literally the first cucumber of the year. Ooh, oh, literally almost dropped it all. It was pretty big. It actually looked like a little bowling pin, because like, see, here is like a way bigger piece, and then here's like a smaller piece. It was like, literally looked like a bowling pin. I should have taken a picture of it, but I didn't, and now it's my snack. I also got a cup of coffee. Anyways, so I think I left off on talking about the gallery wall. Yeah, really just like want to make tapestries. After watching like Blondie Knots and seeing a bunch of crochet tapestry alpha patterns on my Pinterest, I've been converted into making those. Now that I think about it, have only ever crocheted one tapestry, and I don't even know where it's gone. Honestly, can't even tell you the last time I saw it or where it went, but basically it was like a mountain scenery. If I have a picture of it, I'll insert it, but I don't think that I do, because it was probably like one of the first crochet things I ever did. So that's probably why I don't have any more. It was probably really bad. Yeah, moving on from the gallery wall. I have recently started watching like movies or shows from my childhood. If you guys don't know, I was born in 1999, so my childhood is like early 2010s. And I just recently watched Penelope, this movie. If you guys have ever seen it, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, I definitely recommend watching it. I just rewatched it for the first time, probably since it came out, which was like 2007 or something, 2006. I don't know. It's on screen. But it has such a stacked cast, which I obviously did not pick up on when I was a kid, but it has like Christina Ricci, James McAvoy, Catherine O'Hara, I think her name, Catherine O'Hare, Peter Dinklage, Reese Witherspoon. Like, there's so many people in this movie, but it literally, like, I remember it kind of, but like I didn't, and for some reason I just like saw it on Amazon Prime, like Prime Video, and decided that I wanted to rewatch it. And I'm so glad that I did, because I had forgotten what an amazing movie it is. It's so like whimsical, like the like the main character's bedroom, her name's Penelope, obviously. Her bedroom is like so whimsical and just like so fun, like decorated wise, and like her style. I love, like, they don't make movies like they used to anymore. I sound really old when I say that, but like they really don't. Like the thought that was put into like her wardrobe and her aesthetic of like her room and just like everything in that movie, like nothing compares. Nothing at all. And I really, really enjoyed the movie because, if you don't know, like the premise of Penelope is like there is a curse on her family, and the first girl born in the family after the curse would have a pig nose. So that's why Penelope has a pig nose, because she's the firstborn girl in her family since the curse. And so it's them like trying to break the curse. And it really is just like a great movie of like self-acceptance and confidence, basically. I won't spoil it in case you haven't seen it, but I was talking to my husband about this. As you guys know, in my last episode of Make With Me, I talked briefly, well, not really that briefly, I talked in length about struggling with Ozempic and GLP-1s and things like that, right? Like, just like I was talking to my husband, and like watching older movies like that, it is so rare to see somebody who has who's had like a lot of work done compared to like movies now, right? Like almost everyone in Hollywood has had some sort of work done. And I'm not shaming that, you know, that kind of thing. Like, if people want to have work done, like of their own prerogative, I am in such support of that. But like movie culture compared to back then and now, it's so different, because literally watching Penelope, like everyone has their own teeth, you know? And like when I say that, I mean like no veneers, I think is what they're called. It's just like people had crooked teeth, or like their teeth weren't stark white or something, or like, you know, like nose jobs weren't as common. Like the makeup that they wore, like in the movie, it was very much like everyday kind of makeup, and not like bold glam eyelash extensions, like kind of thing. And there's nothing wrong with wearing makeup. I wear makeup literally every day, and I go crazy with it sometimes, but there's just something different about watching early 2010s movies where people in the movies look like regular people and don't look like movie stars or like celebrities, which like obviously they are, but the kind of like propaganda, I guess you could say, of like cosmetic surgeries was not as like common, and it wasn't like as prominent as it is now, because I know that was a big thing on the most recent season of Bridgerton. I think is that like Bridgerton is set in like, I don't know, the 1800s or something like that. I don't even know. I've only seen like the first couple of episodes, and I didn't it wasn't gripping to me. But anyways, so I know that was like kind of one of the bigger things in the most recent season is that all of the women had like fake nails and eyelash extensions and hair extensions and things like that, where it wasn't like very time appropriate or like time accurate, but it just like speaks to that like everyone in Hollywood has those kinds of things, and like even like influencers like on TikTok or Instagram or something. I feel like it's just very like prominent. I already said that word, but you get what I'm saying, right? Like it's so refreshing to watch these like older movies where the people look like I do. And it's just like I don't feel the pressure, the societal pressure of having any work done or looking a certain way. And I pointed that out to my husband and he's like, I didn't even realize. And it's like definitely kind of circles back to the GLP-1s of like, it is so heavily advertised towards women. And that's what I mean is like, I noticed those things in older movies, whereas my husband didn't, just because it is like so heavy on my mind all the time. And I still have been struggling with the GLP-1s. It's everywhere, literally everywhere. And I hate it because on the video that I talked about it last, people were saying like literally during this video, I got a commercial or like an ad for them. And it's like, you know, so crazy, like insane that is just, I mean, this is like a fiber arts channel, you know? And so then they're like advertising that to you guys, like my audience. And it's like the crossover is definitely, I have like a 99 point something % female audience. And so that's what they're advertising towards, you know? I do have like a very small male audience as well from my YouTube analytics, but it's predominantly women. So it's just crazy that like that is what the advertiser of this GLP-1 decided to slap their ad on. And I really wish that I could control who puts ads on my videos because it's just so untimely. I was literally talking about how I struggle with them and like the advertising is everywhere and then it's on that video. So it just like, I just wish that I could control that for you guys because I love fiber arts and it's kind of like an escape in a way. And I can just make what I want and enjoy it every step of the process kind of thing, you know? And then for that ad to pop up and it be like this sickly reminder of diet culture, basically, and the societal pressure to be a certain size pant is just like, I hate it. I hate it so much. And I'm sorry. Like I said, if I could control the ad, I definitely would. But I can't. And that's the unfortunate bit. So anyways, circling back to movies that I have been watching from my childhood is actually like the next movie that I want to watch is Legally Blonde with Reese Witherspoon. I have actually never seen that movie. And I think that came out in like the early 2000s also, but the only reason I thought about it is because I've started watching The Morning Show, I believe it's called. I think it's on Apple TV, but it's got Reese Witherspoon, Jennifer Aniston, and Steve Carell, I think, and a bunch of other people too, but those are just like the top 3 that I definitely like recognize and know their names. But yeah, so after seeing Reese Witherspoon in that, I was like, I haven't seen her like most iconic movie, arguably, which is Legally Blonde. And I think that there is like a Legally Blonde 2. And last I heard, they're actually making a Legally Blonde show. I'm not sure what streaming service that would be, but the show is supposed to follow her daughter, basically like following in her footsteps, I think, which I know she's a lawyer, but that's really the only thing I do know about Legally Blonde. So, yeah, that's my next watch, I think. So another thing that I briefly touched on was this month being Pride Month. Or did I say that? I don't know. But like the queer-owned cafe that I've enjoyed going to is closing at the end of this month, which is Pride Month, and it really, really sucks. I love that cafe. It's so beautiful. Everyone is so, so nice. Their food and snacks are great. Coffee and tea is a little there's more to be desired, I guess you could say. But nevertheless, I drink it. But I am just so sad that it's closing down. And then this month being Pride Month, it's just like a bittersweet ending to the cafe. But I am very excited because Sono Pride is coming up, which, if you guys don't know, Sono Pride is like South Knox Pride, which is Knoxville, Tennessee. And I don't live in Knoxville, but I live pretty close, and I'm going this year, and I'm so excited because it is supposed to be the biggest one that they have ever had, which it's only been going on for like 5 years, I think. I think this is the 5th one, but I am so excited, nevertheless, so excited to go. I don't know if I'll make a video on it or not, but my sister and I, we tie-dyed some shirts, and I'm so excited for them. Very excited to see what goodies they have. I'm hoping that there's going to be like a yarn shop like type vendor. I can almost guarantee that there's going to be some crochet vendor, which I will definitely show, whether that be in a video or just like on my Instagram or something. I'm planning on taking a bunch of photos, but I'm hoping that there's going to be some sort of yarn. If there is, of course, you guys will see. But I did see on their Facebook page that there is going to be pottery, and this pottery is so beautiful, and I'm hoping to get my hands on some. I would love to pick up the hobby pottery, but it is very expensive. I think kilns, which is like what you fire the pottery pieces with, alone are like over $1,000. Who has that kind of money to just drop on a kiln? Not me. But I would love, oh my gosh, I would love to do pottery. I just found out that there is a place like an hour away from me where you can paint and like pick the pottery and paint it, and then they will fire it and glaze it and things like that, and you can pick it up like 2 weeks after doing, and I really want to do that. I honestly don't know what I would even do. Maybe like if they had a yarn yarn bowl. I was using like a ramen bowl. If you guys have ever been to like Marshall's or Home Goods or probably even TJ Maxx, there are like Snoopy, like the Peanuts, or like Hello Kitty or Stitch type ramen bowls where it even comes with chopsticks, and the ramen bowl has like a little notch on one side and a hole on the other side because you're supposed to like put your chopsticks through that or whatever. But I was using that for the longest time. I had a Hello Kitty ramen bowl, and it fell off of my desk and shattered the other day, and I was so upset because I love using those kinds of bowls. But yeah, unfortunately it broke, so now I'm using a popcorn tin from the Madame Web movie that came out like last year, I think, which it's getting the job done. It's just not the aesthetic that I want. So I have seen where people also make them out of like air dry clay, which I do have, or like regular clay, which like I have both. Polymer clay, that's the word. I have both, but I don't know. I think it's probably better if I save myself the hassle or the time to make my own. But if I were to find one at a pottery place and then paint it, I think that that would be really cool too. So I don't know. Have you guys ever painted pottery? I've only ever painted pottery one time. One time when I was a kid, but I loved it. I had this like little, it was a sunflower, but it was like a jewelry dish, and you could put your rings and things in it, and I loved that thing. It was so pretty. But same thing, that fell off of a vanity that I had, and it broke. So something about painting pottery is just so cool to me. I think it's because like the glaze always turns out like a different color after it's fired. Like the color comes through, because most of the time the paints are like very dull, or like they look white, and then after they fire, they like their color comes out, and I think that's so cool. Yeah, so what else do I want to say? Just like circling back to the tapestries, I'm very excited for it. I already bought the yarn. I don't know if I said that. Speaking of yarn, I got an email from Joanne Fabric the other day saying basically like, you're in good hands with Michaels or something like that. And I actually got some coupons. So if you were subscribed to the Joanne Fabric newsletter, make sure to check your emails. I think this came out like like June 13th or something like that. So make sure to check your email because I got a coupon. It was like 50% off one full price item and like 30% off your whole order or something like that. And I don't know if it's still valid or if it's expired or not, but I unfortunately don't have a Michael's near me. It's like an hour away. So like if I wanted to go, it'd be like a whole day thing, whole day trip. But I did hear from somebody on Instagram that apparently Michael's bought the rights to some of the Big Twist yarns. So I'm thinking like, or I think Michael's is going to start selling that in stores like around fall time, and that they might even buy up some of Joann Fabric's old locations and open a Michael's in that place instead. So I'm really, really hoping, like fingers crossed, that that's true, because then I would get a Michael's like 30 minutes away instead of like an hour because there was a Joann there. But I'm not sure. I'm not for sure. I don't know how accurate that is or if it's true at all, but I just heard that on Instagram and I was like, this would be a game changer. I literally would love that so much because if you guys don't know, the closest yarn store to me is a Hobby Lobby, and especially since Joann closed, I unfortunately have been having to shop there or online, which is hard because I tried to buy some yarn. I don't know if you can really see it there. The color that this yarn turned out to be, I thought it was going to be like a baby pink, and it's more like a mauve. So it's hard for me to shop online because I literally I thought that this was a baby pink after looking at it online, and then for it to come in and it not be the right color at all really sucked. I hate yarn shopping online, especially because the colors are never what I think they are. The skeins are smaller or bigger than I think they are. Like I can't visualize that, you know? And then the yarn never feels like I would think it would. Like I really love to see colors in person and feel the yarn in person, but unfortunately I can't really do that unless I go to Hobby Lobby, so shopping online has really sucked. I also just like, when I buy yarn, I want to start the project like that day, but instead I have to wait like a week or two for the yarn to get to me, especially that Lang yarn. It came like from, I don't even know, like Denmark or something, but it took like 2 weeks to get here. And then, of course, ended up being the wrong color that I wanted anyways, so that's just perfect. But anyways, hopefully Michael's does end up opening a couple more locations, like, closer to me, because then I could actually shop there. But our scrunchie is gaining some length for sure. I love these colors. I think they're so beautiful. So pretty. But yeah, anyways, that's my little yarn tangent. I have also bought some yarn from the Lion Brand website, which if you sign up and like make an account with them, you actually get 30% off your whole order. And then sometimes they do free shipping, because then, you know, like sometimes the shipping comes out too if you just paid full price for the yarn anyways. So, but definitely like sign up for the newsletters for any of these yarn brands that you use, whether that's like Bernat or Lion Brand or Karen or whatever, because a lot of the times they give you a discount if you make an account with them. So that's how I've been kind of supplementing Joann Fabric's coupons, is by signing up for the manufacturer's newsletter, because like I said, a lot of the time they give you like 10 to 30% off your orders with them. Lion Brand always has a lot of sales too. I don't know about any other yarn company, but I know Lion Brand does, because I'm always getting emails from them. I also really, really want to give like small businesses a chance to, like different yarn dyers or like yarn sellers, like small yarn businesses basically. When I went to Hilton Head and like the area around like Savannah, Georgia and things like that, I got a lot of yarn from yarn stores there, but after looking, only like 2 of them are actually like hand dyed by people, not like big businesses, basically, like Universal Yarn and Noro and Sirdar, I think. Oh, that reminds me. So yeah, basically I want to support small businesses when it comes to hand-dyed yarns. But the next topic, Sirdar. It's so hard for me to say. I feel like I'm saying it weird. Sirdar, if you don't know, they do like crochet along blankets, and this last one that they did, I believe it's like summer fruit inspired. So like lemon, citrus, orange, strawberries, things like that, right? But they're going to be doing a Halloween crochet along blanket, and I signed up for it. I'm very, very excited. Hopefully I stick with it, because if you guys don't know, I struggle to keep up with blankets. Something about like pattern repetition or something like that, like just really is hard for me to keep up with. So when it comes to blankets, like I only ever do like 1 or 2 a year. And I also did the 6-day star blanket by Betty McKnit. I'll put the video up, whichever side it is. So I did that, but it technically wasn't done because I only used 2 of the 3 cakes that I showed you guys. And it's still not done. I am still working on the 3rd cake of that yarn because I just struggle with pattern repetition. That one is like kind of easier to stick with. It's not too hard because it is like a 5-row repeat or something like that. But yeah, it's bad. I really, really need to finish it. And so I'm hoping with the Halloween one, I really liked the Christmas one that they did last year. And then that summer one that I showed you guys was really cool too. So I'm excited for the Halloween one. I think that it will be easier to stick with because it's a little bit more intricate. Like you basically make a bunch of like squares or rectangles depending on what the design is. So we'll see. So yeah, that is officially everything that I've been up to or worked on or want to work on or even watched. Let me know down in the comments below. Have you ever made a crochet tapestry? I'm very interested. Also, what have you been watching recently, whether that's movies or TV shows? I have been watching The Morning Show and again just revisiting movies from my childhood, which has been really fun. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Next video is going to be very exciting. We have a little partnership coming up, and let me also know down in the comments below, would you like to see a video or photo dump on my Instagram of the Sono Pride event? And with that, I'll leave it here, and thanks so much for watching.